is responsive to the vulnerable. As we reorient the funding model for our universities and TVETs, you too must work with us, because 15 billion every year is a lot of money. So please, let's work together so that no child in Kenya is left behind, merely because of the financial background of their parents or where they come from. Let me also urge you, as members of parliament, the third thing I want to urge you is that there is one challenge we have as a country, and that challenge is millions of young people out of school, out of college, out of university, they don't have jobs. We have an opportunity to participate. I must thank you for working with me and working with this administration to make sure that we have deliberate, intentional programs like the housing program to create jobs. And I want to tell you, members, as I talk to you, we have 140,000 young people working in our housing program, people who are not working last year. I also want to urge you, the other program that is going to create job opportunities for young people in Kenya is the one I have told you about, the digital space, digital jobs, and ICT infrastructure is going to assist us in making sure that we democratize these opportunities to every ward in Kenya. We have changed the law, thanks to Parliament. Now you have the requisite latitude. And I have told the Ng-Cdf board to prioritize the deployment of the resources that we are making available. And I have committed that every shilling that is due to CDF will be paid before we close the budget. Because I understand the necessity and the importance of prioritizing CDF, because it gives us value for our development. So members, please, let's work together. In fact, my estimation is that if we started now, we just need between 3 and 4 months, and all the ICT hubs will be ready in Kenya. Then the responsibility for me is to make sure that they are equipped with computers, we have deployed ICT internet infrastructure, and we have trainers for the young people in those areas. The other fourth thing I want to ask Parliament, because I rarely get an opportunity like this to talk to members of Parliament, is the challenge of climate change. Members, you know very well, we've just come out of a devastating drought, hardly a year and a half ago. We lost 2.5 million heads of livestock. We had serious challenges with our food security. But straight in, we've ended up in another crisis of floods, mudslides. So if anybody doubted the challenge of climate change, it is starkly with us. And that is the reason why I encourage Parliament to change the Ng-Cdf Act so that we can have more resources to deal with matters environment. We have concluded the plan with the Ministry of Environment. The Cabinet has just went through it 2 days ago, and now we are ready with the plan. We expect every school that is under the patronage of members here to participate in this exercise, growing of seedlings, and we have a whole elaborate plan on how we are going to manage our environment. You know the danger where we are today. We have many citizens in precarious situations, in riparian reserves, in different parts. And I want to really appreciate the many Kenyans who have stepped forward, and they are working with us to move away so that they can be evacuated and for their own safety be able to be relocated to other areas. I want to urge Parliament to fully deploy its weight and the resources and the leadership of members of Parliament in matters environment. Growing of seedlings, making sure that the tree planting exercise goes on in every part of the country, and I am looking forward to a partnership with you. Specifically, for my friends in Nairobi, the members of Parliament in Nairobi. Nairobi is our capital city. Unfortunately, among the counties where there is a very big challenge of kids who are not in school, it is in Nairobi. Many kids in informal settlements are not in class. And that's the reason why I made a deliberate intention. And I said we are going to build an extra 3,500 classrooms in Nairobi County. We have allocated the first 1 billion shillings to do the first 1,000 classrooms. I have asked Ng-Cdf to work with the Nairobi County members of Parliament, prepare the necessary proposals so that we can fund, and I want this to happen before the end of this budget. In the next 2 months, we must conclude it, so that we can get our children in Nairobi to go to school. Finally, let me thank, in closing, I extend my deepest appreciation to all who have contributed to the success of Ng-Cdf, particularly the visionary leaders, dedicated committee members, and the resilient communities we serve. Let us continue to work together with unwavering commitment and unity to build a brighter future for all Kenyans. In the era of the Kenya National Vision 2030 and bottom-up economic transformation agenda, the Ng-Cdf finds itself in its natural strategic habitat. As long as we stay the course and put in the work, and as long as we protect the funds entrusted to us with unwavering vigilance, the Kenya of our dream is within reach. Members, let me appreciate all of you, and I know those who have come from different constituencies of Kenya. Thank you very much. Constituency managers, members of boards, chairmen of different committees in different places. Congratulations for the great work you are doing. You are making all of us proud. Asanteni sana. God bless you. And I am sorry because I have another assignment. I may not take long after this, but please, this is an occasion that deserves celebration because for real, this has made a difference in Kenya. Asanteni sana. Thank you very much and God bless you.
With your permission, Your Excellency, we'll request you remain on stage for the presentation of a memoir that will be presented to you by Honorable Olago Oluoch, the chairperson, Ng-Cdf board. He will be making that presentation and also for a photo session. Let's give a round of applause as His Excellency receives the memoir.
And after that, Your Excellency, with your permission, would like to have some photo opportunities. And if I may request that we have the Board of Directors to kindly present the Ng-Cdf leadership, members of Parliament present, all national and county leaders present, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellency, sir, with your permission, allow me to now call the chair of the Ng-Cdf, Honorable Olago Oluoch, to make his remarks. Welcome, sir. We can give him a welcome, a warm welcome with a clap. Karibu Mheshimiwa.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya and Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces, His Excellency Dr. William Ruto, His Excellency the Deputy President, Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, Honorable Speaker of the National Assembly, Moses Wetangula, Cabinet Secretary for Treasury, Cabinet Secretaries who are present, the Governor of the County of Nairobi, Principal Secretaries, members of the National Government Constituencies Development Fund from all constituencies in the Republic, private sector and non-state actors, distinguished ladies and gentlemen.
I may request that we have the Board of Directors to kindly the Ng-Cdf leadership, members of parliament present, all national and county leaders present, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellency, sir, with your permission, allow me to now call the chair of the Ng-Cdf, Honorable Olago Aloch, to make his remarks. Welcome, sir. We can give him a welcome, a warm welcome with a clap. Karibu Mheshimiwa.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya and Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces, His Excellency Dr. Ruto, His Excellency the Deputy President, Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, Honorable Speaker of the National Assembly, Moses Wetangula, Cabinet Secretary for Treasury, Cabinet Secretaries who are present, the Governor of the County of Nairobi, Principal Secretaries, members of the National Government Constituencies Development Fund from all constituencies in the Republic, private sector and non-state actors, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellency, on behalf of the board and management of Ng-Cdf, I join you and the government in condoling with the many families in our country who have lost loved ones and property and suffered injuries in the ongoing deluge of floods. May your efforts bring comfort to them and forestall any such calamities going forward. Your Excellency, we are gathered here to celebrate 20 years of Ng-Cdf and to reflect on the remarkable journey we have undertaken over the past 2 decades, stand back and look at our achievements, challenges, and focus on the future. Today's event, Your Excellency, is not just a ceremony. It is proof of our collective commitment to progress, empowerment, and overall well-being of the people we serve. Your presence here, Your Excellency, adds immeasurable significance to this occasion. Your dedication to community development has been an inspiration to us all, and we are honored to have you here with us. Before I proceed with my remarks, Your Excellency, I would like to take a moment to introduce the esteemed members of my board who serve with me. We have 7 independent directors and 4 alternate directors. The independent ones are, Your Excellency, Mr. George Olemeshuko. Please stand up where you are and wave, His Excellency. George Olemeshuko, Maria Lekoloto, Masisa Naomi Shiyonga, Abdiaziz Bule-Yaro, Honorable Janet Teya, Honorable Gabriel Kago Mukua. Your Excellency, the non-independent directors who are alternates are Mr. Paul Kibet, alternate director of the Principal Secretary of Basic Education. Unfortunately, is bereaved, so he can't join us here today. We have Karen Rono, alternate to Honorable Attorney General. We have Josephine Kanyi, alternate to Principal Secretary, National Treasury. We have Grace Kimitei, alternate director to the Principal Secretary, Economic Planning. She can't be here with us today, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, as we celebrate 20 years, please allow me to appreciate one person amongst us, and that's Honorable Engineer Muriuki Karue, CBS. Your Excellency, I'm going to, with your permission, to give Honorable Karue just 1 minute to say something, because we are celebrating what he started in the year 2003. Honorable Karue, please.
Your Excellency, the President, Dr. William Ruto, Your Excellency, the Deputy President, Mheshimiwa Rigathi Gachagua, all distinguished guests and participants, ladies and gentlemen, hamjambo. I feel delighted, Your Excellency, to stand before you and those present as we celebrate 20 years of CDF. When I received invitation to be present here, I was also requested to give, they called it a speech about where they called it conceptualization of CDF. Sir, I do realize that's not possible now because of the time constraints. It will suffice maybe for me to say that CDF, much as I may have been the one probably who came up with the original motion sometime in year 2000 and went on to craft the Constituency Development Fund, which went on now to be the CDF, it was a joint effort. There were a lot of members involved and a lot of support from the government then and until now. Your Excellency, because there is not much time, I believe I only want to say one or two things, which is that I found my way to Parliament, the National Assembly, in the general election of 1997. And that time, it was a very, very tough job being a member of Parliament. I was elected to represent a constituency called Orokarau in Nyandarua, where, like other places, I sit down with the leaders, be they them councillors, maybe the chiefs and DO, and we map our needs in a constituency. And sir, when I say map, you are a member of Parliament, Mheshimiwa Rais. I don't need to worry about that point. When I say mapping, you are saying I've just been elected, and before us and my small team, we are discussing, for example, 104 primary schools. 3/4 of them have issues. And 20-30 of them, what I'm calling issues, were real serious issues. Unaenda shule, some place you find there are 400 pupils and there is no toilets, there are no latrines. Ile walikuwa nao ilibomoka mwaka jana and they don't know what to do. When I'm mapping in my Orokarau constituency, other members are also doing the same. In Parliament at that time, Your Excellency, as you know, we used to have this question time where members of Parliament, as Mark mentions, like me and others, you are able to ask questions to the ministers. They were members of Parliament at that time, so it was probably a bit easier. And the kind of questions we'd be asking, we want, for example, a bridge done somewhere kwetu, and maybe you want classrooms or something. And the answer, like I remember one time I wanted health centers. We had 9 wards. We have only one dispensary health center. We want other 9. And when I asked the Minister for Health when they can build for us, the Minister realistically says what the MP is asking for will be done by the government to be built, equipped, and staffed, and fully operationalized when funds become available. Mheshimiwa Rais, when I'm bothering about my 9 health centers, another member analia kwao sababu anaishi hapa, soko na shule iko ng'ambo ile na kuna kamuto hapa. What they need is just a very small bridge, maybe a culvert. Lakini akiuliza when it can be done, when funds become available. So, myself and presumably others, kukakuwa na hiyo kibarua kidogo kufikiria vipi can funds become available within the architecture of our national revenue and the budgetary system, and within what can be available within the legislative possibilities. What can be done to make funds available for these small things. And we are serious. We are talking small things. Watoto hawana shule, hawana choo. Upepo ilikuja ikabeba the roof. What do? It was a really tough job being a member of parliament at that time. That is what now brought that initial motion, where my motion was asking the government to kind of ring fence 5% of the national income, the revenue, to be devoted to those grassroots projects, the constituency-based project. It went on now to craft the bill itself, the Constituency Development Fund. Those days, Your Excellency, as you know, things were taking a bit long. The motion itself takes a whole year, the bill 1.5 years. It was not until April 2004 when the structures were in. The first funds, I remember, was only 6 million per constituency, and the Mheshimiwa Rais, that was in May, June 2004. And I believe Mheshimiwa Rais, when we are celebrating in Olkarao, we have our 6 million.
Hata kwenu, Eldoret North, hata nyinyi mkacelebrate hiyo, na tukafurahi sana because it was the first time mtoto anaweza kukulilia amealikwa kwenda Alliance. Kwao hawana kuku, washa ng'ombe.
What do you do? So, Your Excellency, because I have only a few moments, as we say, the rest is history. But when I left Parliament, I have now finished with the National Assembly. I served in the Senate, but I decided also to do something about it. What I'm telling here, kifupi, if I had time, I would give more. I decided to write a book also. This book here, called The MP's Diary. Na maana yake, ikiwa ni story kama hii ya CDF, unaweza soma ilianza wapi, hiyo motion yapi ilienda kivipi. Mambo ingine pengine watu wakienda kumwona mbunge pengine ofisini kwake ama nyumbani, wanajua watu wanamwamsha mbunge hata asina achara na maneno, wanaenda kumwambia nini? Mtu mwingine anakuja pengine ananyang'anywa shamba. As a member of parliament that time, how did I handle it? Did I even succeed? Those kind of things are the ones which are in here, Your Excellency, sir. Hata wabunge wakienda ng'ambo, wanaenda kumwona nini, kufanya nini. So, it's my pleasure, sir, because I have a very small request, sir, that this particular book I'm holding is yours. Sorry. I beg your pardon, sir. I would like to give you this book. I would like to gift you.
Naomba kanafasi kakipatikana kabla. Okay. Okay. Nasema kanafasi kakipatikana. I think I will start guided, sir. So that I can autograph as the author.
Na niandike date ya leo.
I'll be very happy. I'll be a very happy citizen, sir. Wajua naandika to His Excellency Dr. William Ruto, CGH, the President. Hapa niweke kidole as the author. I'm the author. Okay. Na leo ni tarehe 3 May 2024. Sijui kama tunapigwa picha Mheshimiwa Rais. Sorry. Wajua nilisomeshwa ukishika hivi na mimi tusalimiane hivi.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Let me take this opportunity to thank you most sincerely for giving me the opportunity to serve as a board member of one of the state corporations.
Okay, good.
Thank you very much. Kwa hayo mengi, Mungu atubariki. God bless. Wapi Mungu yangu.
That is Engineer Karwe, former MP Olkalau, Senator, and now a senior citizen. Your Excellency, that bill by Engineer Karwe was a private member's bill. After consultations, it was taken over by the government, and the Minister for Finance then debated it on the floor. Your Excellency, by then, 2003, you were the MP for Eldoret North, and you participated very actively in that debate. I've had the chance, Your Excellency, to research the Hansard of the National Assembly, and I want to quote you on the afternoon session of the 27th of November 2003. Quote, Mr. Speaker, I know that this bill, with it, we shall be heading for proper development of this country. This bill is not just for fun. It is for the development of this country at the grassroots, and particularly those marginalized areas that have not seen the dream of day in the development of government projects. Close quote. Your Excellency, after the bill came into force in 2004, it has evolved through several amendments. The repeal of the Regional Act of 2003, its replacement with the current Ng-Cdf Act of 2015, with the latest amendments which you signed into law in December 2023, which enhanced bursary allocation to 40%, climate change mitigation initiatives to 5%, expenditure for recurrent utilities and maintenance of ICT hubs to 3%, and social assistance in the education sector. The evolution of CDF, Your Excellency, is a journey by great men and women who had a vision for our country. From the time it started as a department in the National Assembly, when the late Samuel Ndindiri was the clerk and also the acting CEO of the fund. Followed by Patrick Gichohi, Timothy Gaku, who still serves in the Ministry of Treasury and Planning, Agnes Odhiambo, who is here with us. Agnes, I saw you somewhere. Agnes rose to the control of budget, and finally is an advisor in your office now, Your Excellency, and the current CEO, Yusuf Mbuno. Over the last 20 years, the board has been headed successively by different persons. Some of them I saw in the House. There was Lawrence Majali as the first chair of the board. Lawrence Majali, Honorable Nduati Kariuki, Jennifer Baraza, I saw her here. Yes, thank you, Jennifer. Honorable Dr. Elias Mbau, and Robert Masese, who has sent an apology. And now yours truly standing here. Your Excellency, I've seen members of the previous boards who have had the opportunity to be here with us. I kindly ask members of the board, those who have served in different boards in the Ng-Cdf, right from inception, please stand up wherever you are. Those former directors of the board. We have followed on the footsteps of these men and women. Thank you. Sit down, please. Your Excellency, the guidance we have received from our parent ministry through the CS, Professor Ndungu Njoroge, and his team has been immense. And we continue to receive this guidance for the service of our country, and we hope and we intend to work very closely with this office to attain our national goals. The board has also enjoyed premium guidance from the Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable Moses Wetangula, through the National Assembly Select Committee on Ng-Cdf, chaired by my friend, Honorable Musa Sirma of Eldama Ravine. Musa is here, will have a chance to speak. And the Decentralized Funds Accounts Committee. Previous chairpersons of NASC who have held that position include Honorable Ekwe Eturo, who later rose to be the Speaker of the Senate, Honorable Moses Lesonet, Honorable Maoka Maore, and Honorable Bafula Wamunyinyi. Your Excellency, the fund has grown exponentially over the last 20 years, from an initial allocation of 1.2 billion in 2003-2004 financial year, growing to 57.9 billion now, resulting in a cumulative total of 522 billion over the years. The board has developed a unique model under the Act where Ng-Cdf committees in the constituencies engage in robust public participation to identify key development priorities in each constituency. Then the board disburses funds to these committees, and the committees disburse the same to individual PMU, project management committees, for implementation. Your Excellency, this model has made the board run one of the most cost-effective funds in our country. This is because of the men and women in the Ng-Cdf committees in the constituencies and the PMCs who tirelessly toil to ensure prudent expenditure of public funds. Your Excellency, these men and women are here with you in this function today. Their current sitting allowances were fixed 20 years ago at the inception of the fund and has not been changed since then. Your Excellency, they have asked me to request you with utmost humility that despite our current restricted economic space, you kindly consult with the Salaries and Remuneration Commission to consider enhancing their allowances to reflect their responsibilities. Your Excellency, currently we dedicate about 1.5 billion annually towards our bursary scheme to benefit approximately 1.2 million needy students. Our partnership with the Ministry of Education consumes about 78% of all the funds that we receive from the Exchequer. The fund has facilitated the establishment of 3,087 new primary and secondary schools, including 16 new schools for students with special needs. These have gone a long way in supporting the government's policy of access to free primary and secondary education. In support of tertiary education, Your Excellency, in partnership with the Ministry of Health and the Board of the Kenya Medical Training Colleges, the fund has established 16 new KMTs campuses in the country. Our partnership with the Ministry of Interior has seen the fund, in coordination with the National Police Service and the National Government Administration, put up police posts, police stations, sub-county police headquarters, assistant chiefs' offices, assistant county commissioners and deputy county commissioners' offices all over the country. These have brought services closer to the citizens and help in creating secure environments for residences and businesses. With the latest amendments in December 2023, Your Excellency, the fund is now collaborating with the Ministry of Environment on the implementation of projects that mitigate climate change. The board has already held consultative meetings with the ministry with a view to ensuring that the ministry's officials are assigned to all our 290 constituencies in the country so that climate change mitigation activities are grounded at the grassroots in each of these constituencies. The fund is also collaborating with the Ministry of ICT and Digital Economy in the construction and sustainability of ICT hubs. I'm glad to report, Your Excellency, that the Ministry of ICT and Digital Economy has now forwarded to the board guidelines that will ensure prudent and expeditious use of funds in the setting up of new ICT hubs. The implementation of Ng-Cdf projects is aligned to our country's Vision 2030, the fourth medium-term plan, and clearly manifests the grassroots meaning to the government's bottom-up economic transformation agenda. With our staff spread over the 290 constituencies, Your Excellency, we have made deliberate efforts to improve our effectiveness and efficiency in our operations through automation, improved performance management, implementation of quality management systems, enhanced research and planning, strengthened internal accounting systems, and improved audit and risk management. The board remains committed to ensuring prudent management of the fund. We will continue strengthening the project management practices, enhancing human resource productivity, promoting good corporate governance, improving our communication and partnerships, and digitally transforming our processes. Your Excellency, the board has now deliberately embarked on a reform trajectory that will improve our responsiveness to the needs of our people and the needs of the National Assembly. We aspire to achieve the goals agreed on at the just concluded Third National Wage Bill Conference at Bomas so that we reduce wastage, inefficiency, corruption, and we attain 35% ratio on the wage bill, and we enhance efficiency, productivity. Your Excellency, we are striving, both at the board and in our constituencies, to attain zero-fault audit. And Your Excellency, allow me now as I close to quote you once more. On the 22nd of September 2022, in the media, I quote, "Having been in Parliament for 15 years, before and after the establishment of Ng-Cdf, I know that the difference it makes is monumental. I believe there's a way Ng-Cdf can be aligned to the tenets of the Constitution." Close quote. Your Excellency, I wish to thank members of the National Assembly for the responsibility and coordination that we have had through NASC, and I hope that as we look forward over the coming years, this will be filled with even greater achievements and progress, not just for your government, but also for the National Government Constituency Development Fund. Your Excellency, I wish to thank you. Your Excellency, allow me now to introduce Honorable Musa Sirma, Chairman of the Select Committee of Parliament, with whom we coordinate very actively.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Honorable Dr. William Ruto, Deputy President, the Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, Speaker of the National Assembly, Moses Wetangula, CS, all protocols observed. Because of time, Your Excellency, I just want to do, I'm not even reading my speech because of time. I just want to introduce members of NASC who are here. They can stand where they are, please. Members of NASC, these are my committee, Your Excellency. Kasim Tandaza Sawa is my vice chair. Beatrice Elachi is our member. Susan Duyo is our member. Mwalio from Masinga, Your Excellency. Prota Sakuja from Turkana, and Cliff Kizairo